Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your Nicholsworth, and today from Cambridge we have that ESV Diadem with Apocrypha in the black split calf. Now I've already reviewed this text block in the hardback, so I'll go ahead and put that in the video description and on the end screen as well. But let's take a quick look now what calf split leather is. I also have the NJV here from Hanini Publishing, and it is the same type of cover, even printed and bound by Royal Youngblood. Just thought I'd pull this in just so you can kind of see the two different colors. But what a split calf is when they pare down the leather, they take the bottom half of that calf, the split part, and they go ahead and smooth it out, and then they stamp grain in there. So any split calf is always going to have a stamped grain, which is really nice because you're going to get that consistent, nice, beautiful, perfect, pebbly grain. It does have Holy Bible stamped on the cover. And it does have some small raised hubs on the spine. And see, this is the beauty of a stamped grain, is you get to see, really look at that deep pebbly grain, and it's always going to be perfect all the way around. Now, just like the Hanini, it has the tool work on the perimeter here, so it's not a sewn perimeter, and it will have a vinyl liner reinforced. Of course, it tells you this is calf split leather. They kind of iron down those corners, so there's really no pleat work to speak of, but it still looks really nice. Now, what really makes the ESV Diadem nice is you kind of have the Cambridge Topaz, which is more of a full size, and it has like a 10, 11 point font. And then you have the Pitt Minion, which is probably about this size, and it has the like 6.5, 7 point font, where this falls in the middle and it has that kind of 8.5 point font. Now, it's officially listed as an 8.2 font, but with the leading space, it reads like an 8.5. So this is going to look pretty much exactly like your Pitt Minion, only slightly larger with the Diadem layout. It's going to have your references in the middle. It's going to have your 8.5 point font, which is technically an 8.2, but again, with the leading space, it reads like an 8.5. It also has the Apocrypha. And what's really nice to have the ESV with the Apocrypha is it's a more conservative translation, but yet you still get some of your extra traditions. Now, where they put the Apocrypha is they put it in the middle. It's also nice to have all of your references with the Apocrypha. It also has your notes in the corner. It's a verse-by-verse layout, of course, in all poetic books, but then once you get into the New Testament, the hardback was a black letter, but the calf split is a red letter, and Cambridge does red letter better than anyone else. The only publisher that I could say could rival Cambridge in their red letter game is Thomas Nelson and Zondervan with their comfort print. But this is a beautiful, dark, well done red letter. So the hardcover is a black letter, but the calf split is a red letter. So this is pretty close to a premium Bible. It is a little bit lower end on the leather scale, but it is a very nice leather. Now, some things you need to know about a calf split is, number one, it is very stiff. Okay, now there's some advantages and disadvantages to that. If it's stiff, that means it may struggle a bit to lay flat, kind of in the front or the back, but as you can see, this one doesn't have that problem, even in the maps. Let's go all the way to the front. We are in the presentation pages, which this one has several. It has deaths, marriages, grandchildren, children, and of course, you can fill out the presentation page is who this belongs to. It's going to struggle to lay flat early on, but this part really doesn't matter. It's once you get to the scripture, does it lay flat? And when you get into Genesis 1, we're not having any issues there. So that's one of the beauties of not having it edge-lined. If this was the stiff calf split and it was edge-lined, then it probably really struggled to lay flat. It is absolutely stunning all the way through. It does have a little bitty bit of margin space here, but that's really not this design, is to have margin space, but you can take some minimal notes. But this one is really just designed to be a nice little hand-sized, to fit in the palm of your hand and really kind of fit in that middle range personal sized Bible with this layout. I really hope that they come out with several more translations in the Diadem, because this is nice, and I absolutely love that they included the Apocrypha. So there you have it. Keep calm, Jesus on. This is your Nicholsworth.